Remember the commercial? It's time to make the donuts. 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 I've made the donuts. Alright, I've stained one so far this morning. I'll tell you the truth, the ones on the front porch stacked up out there, I don't feel like they're the same grade as the ones that they brought out that last time. To me, I feel like, and Mom too, she was here a few minutes ago, I felt like the side where they had stamped, numbers and stuff, and put the price tag, that was actually the smooth side. You can see this next one I brought in, it's warped. See, that's not laying flat. So when I get through staining it, I'm going to lay it over there on the floor. And then I'm going to floop, 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 and put about 4 or 5 of those on top of it to make it lay back down flat. This is the warped board. See, there's the warp. See how it won't lay flat? And this is the board that has a little bit of a dark, which I think make me think like something with little wheels rolled over it. But in my opinion, this is the prettiest board that I have stained this entire 2 days. I love that the knots are not uniform. There's just random knots everywhere. Like, look at that board over there. A line of knots, a line of knots, a line of knots. There's sort of wider, but there's a line of knots. That board, that's a pretty board. But look how it has a line of knots, a line of dark, whoop, 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 this line of light, another line of, it's like this board is the most natural. Honestly, it's the most natural. This is the prettiest board that I have stained. This prettiest sheet of plywood I have stained since I've been out here doing it for the last 2 days. This would be the sheet that I would want if it was in my house. This would be my countertop. This would have been stripped and been floorboards cut in, lengths, how I did my bathroom floor in different widths. And I would have got this ununiform knot pattern, most natural so far out of all these boards. I love it. It's beautiful to me. I don't know how long that's going to sit. Probably the minute I drop this first board, that's going to knock my camera over. I didn't go out and find Daddy's tripod. So I'm going to knock some of these over onto it until it lays flat, and then I'll know it's pushed back down again. It probably won't matter too much because when it gets screwed up, but it would be hard to, you'd have to push it with all your muscle, make it flat against the wall so you can get your hole put in it exactly where an outlet is if it ends up falling on a wall with an outlet. So with that hump in it. So if I lay it flat, it'll be better for the guys. One more. I'm going to do one more. Maybe you could lay something heavy on it, maybe. I felt it still has a bounce. These are heavy, but I don't think heavy enough to weigh them down. I don't think it's enough weight. That's got what, 3 or 4 boards on it now? Hopefully it will make it lay flat again. One more piece. Just like Nicole Curtis, there's always one more door. Alright, I am leaving the hill. I am headed down. I'm kind of raw under my arm because I was lifting those plywood pieces up under, and you kind of lean your body over and it picks them up off the ground, so I was using my arm to hold them. So I got down there and I cleaned out the living room. I pushed the bathtub shower combo thing back down into the little girl's room because it's just a straight shot, you know, through that opening. I got that out of the living room. And then there were the 2 pieces that we didn't get stained, or one's half stained, one's not, whatever. Those I carried out to the back porch and put them on the back porch. And that basically cleaned out. I didn't know she had the lights. One little light working on her. Oh, there's one. Steph and Buddy put them caps on their 4x4s on the fence. There's only, out of all of these lights, only 2 are lit up. It's been a long time since they did that. At least these are still working. That's cute. Anyway, Dad came over and we separated all of the good ones, all of the good stained plywood, the ones that didn't have glue, didn't have tore pieces or broke pieces or whatever. We separated, and we took all the good stuff and leaned it up against the wall as you come in the front door. It's like you would open the door and run into the edge of it. And then the ones that got glue and got bad places on them, we leaned them against the kitchen wall. And Dad's going to tell Ted we've separated them, so those are the worst ones. Those, you know, and they still weren't horrible. They just had glue and different things on them. So if you can not have to see that, that would be good. So he's going to tell him to start on the kitchen wall and work his way down the front wall with those, which I think there was only 6 pieces, and I think the kitchen wall is going to take a full 5. And then the front wall to the house on the kitchen side, inside, there will be one. I want to put her that Lazy Susan in the corner, and then a corner upper, and I'm hoping that money will allow one little 12-inch cabinet next to the upper, that's the corner upper, and one little 12-inch base cabinet next to the Lazy Susan, and that will be the end of her kitchen. So she will get a little bit of a wrap, but it'll just be big enough for her microwave and her toaster oven to sit down there in that corner, kind of tucked out of the way of full view. Hoping that's in the budget. I mean, I think I know I did upper corner, but I don't know what I did about bottom corner, because I wasn't for sure if they still made Lazy Susans, but they do. So if you don't do a Lazy Susan, then you just have a dead zone back there, and then you have to put a block along the wall, so when your countertop goes down, it has something in the back to rest on. And then you have to put a filler piece, because when you set your next like corner like this, you'll have one facing this way and one in the corner facing this way, but you have to pull them apart a little bit and put a filler piece in. You can't put them right up against each other, corner to corner, or your drawers bump into each other as they open. So it's all a head game. You got to think about it as you lay it out. And so I just thought Lazy Susan would be perfect there, and that'll give her another little thing to kind of tuck stuff out of the way. I loved, in my old house before the fire, I installed a Lazy Susan in my kitchen. I loved it. It had all the little appliances like the rice cooker, all those little things that you get a lot of, you know, you're always reaching for, but you don't use them all the time. That's what was in mine. Anyway, so we separated all that, so that worked out good. And then I loaded all my tools up back here, and then I just called him because I was showing Mom some pictures on my phone because she told me just do in the kitchen what you want to do. I just hope that I get the black and because her mind is shot on thinking and thinking and thinking, and my mind is shot from thinking and settling, and then they change their mind, and then they go back to that, and then they change their mind to something completely different. And it's like, this is why when you hire people to do your home, they have to make a decision, and it's stuck because you're going to order things and this is the way it's going to be, and you can't change it or you're going to be losing a lot of money. So that's not the case with us, because it's all us doing it one step at a time. But they've just got to make a choice and stay and leave it alone. It's just too much. So I had an idea in the kitchen, and I wanted to make sure I thought it was going to look good together, because she wants that black and white speckled. I think it's called something like black ice, or it's called something. And it's just a Formica, but it looks like it's replicating granite. I want to say it's called black ice or something ice, but I may be wrong. Maybe it's called black snow. It's called something that has to do with cold stuff. Anyway, I showed her this, but she loved it. She said, "Oh, that's beautiful. You see, it's beautiful. I'm so glad." Anyway, because she had ordered something called weathered gray for her kitchen cabinets, because she was thinking how that would look with the black and white. And yes, it would if you had sheetrock walls that were white or light. But she's going to have this goldeny wood, and then she's going to have this gray wood, and then she's going to have that speckledy stuff, and then the gray uppers. And I just thought it was going to make that look like a hole. Like when you look toward the kitchen, it was just this dark, shadowy hole down there. And I was like, why is she going that direction? Because I feel like that's going to be so dark when she loves bright colors. So I was like, oh. So I was so thankful that she said, just do it. I'm going to trust you to do what I would love. Praise God, I picked out something she would love. Anyway, so, but we're not ready for that. But that'll be one of, well, we can't do that till we got flooring. And we can't do flooring until we clean them floors up. Steph left her sander that we use for the sheetrock, so we could use that like along the floor, and maybe, oh my gosh, that is going to hurt tomorrow. It's so raw. I was sticking the plywood under my arm like this, and then I'd lean over a little bit so it would lift it up off the ground, and then I would walk it where I was going. And now I'm just raw there. What was I going to say? All the little mud drips, that splattered and then stayed in a hump, all of that's got to come out. And then when it's all clean and there's no more mud splatters or any of that, then I've got the caulk, and I'm going to come back and caulk all the knots that are missing their knot, and it's just like a cup, a hollow hole. I'm going to fill that in. I'm going to fill in any cracks, like between sheets of plywood that didn't line up good, and I'll fill that in, let it all dry, and then we will come back with paint. And I don't necessarily think that has to be a step, but Mama wants to do that. She wants to see the floors look really clean, and she feels like when they're all clean and swept and done, and then we paint the floors, she'll be able to just kind of, I think it just makes her feel one step, if the house is clean and it's one step closer to flooring, which it will be. Anyway, and then once the living room has flooring, then trim can go up and hold the cabinets can go in. Everything can start falling into place slowly. So we're not rushing. But we're, you know, as the step arises for the, as it comes up, this is the next step. This is what we got to do. If there's nothing holding us back from doing it, we need to get it done. And I was trying to explain the other, like Daniel kept saying, you seem like you're in such a rush. You're just in such a rush. And you told everybody it don't have to be a rush, but G's pushing, but now you're pushing. And I'm like, I'm not pushing. But why would I just say, I could say, you know what, I'm not going to work down here for the next week because I'm going to go work on my chicken coop. And then I feel like that's mom and dad with the house over there sitting empty, not being worked on, when there is stuff that can be done. You know, they're not wanting to spend bukus of money, but at the same time, money will be spent, and money is, I don't want to sound like money's not a factor, like we just are pouring with money, because Dad's not. Dad watches every penny. But, you know, I don't know if you guys can understand what I'm saying. I just feel like I don't want it in the back of my mind that I just want to get it done. As much as I can do, I want to get it done so I can say, you know, I've done what I can up until this point. I can't do nothing else until, like I've done now. I can't do nothing else until these walls go in. And the walls are not on me. The walls are on Ted. Unless Daddy had said, I really don't have the money to pay somebody, so we're just going to have to do these walls ourselves. But he asked Ted, could he do the walls without telling anybody he was asking Ted to do the walls. I thought we would be putting those walls up. But he asked Ted to do it. So that does help me. That gives me more days off. It'd be nice if Ted could do it during the week. So that would give me weekdays off. Anyway. Alright. I'm going to go. And I guess y'all will see me tomorrow. I love y'all. God bless. Katie, I'm trying to do a video.